All right. So Erica did an incredible job yesterday. Give her a round of applause, everybody.
Woo!
Yay! It was her.
Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo!
It was her first time doing the questions, and she fucking nailed it like a shabuta buta. She was great, and I was all right, but I was really like on point on some of those things. So
Oh, thank you,
now,
thank you, thank you.
yes,
Yeah.
this is our series, and we're going to keep going, keep pushing, because this is what we do. So the topic of today's five W's is a one word, one person's name. I'm just going to say the name and then I am going to have Erica do an introduction. Then I'm going to start with the W's. So that one name, which is the drum roll, hand, o- hand over the heart, he is awesome. He'll always be awesome. Jason. So Erica, go ahead and give it an intro and then we'll go into it.
Okay, well, my intro to Mr. Jason, my boy, my love, my best bud, my best buddy. Jason was, is, and always will be, I would say, the love of my life. Um, he was my boyfriend since I was 14 years old, and we were together off and on for about 30 years, and more than anything, we were the best of friends. And Jason, 2 years ago, ended up passing away, uh, unexpectedly and suddenly, and it was a shock. Not a shock like it could have been or should have been, but shocking nonetheless. And yeah, that was he was a very special person to me. He really meant a lot. And I miss him every single day. That is my
Awesome.
intro.
Nice, nice. Listen, let's just go right into it because this is going to be epic. And I could feel that from my heart. Who is Jason? Who did he represent? Who did he love the most? Who did he inspire or aspire to be? Who did he inspire? Who made him mad? Who had him start going in the direction that he eventually went? Who's responsible?
Mm.
Who's his mother? Who's his father? Who is the man that called himself Jason and who he is? Does anybody regret knowing him? Go for it, Aaron.
Well, who Jason is, was, and always will be, is a cool, calm, collected guy, man. As a young boy, as a teenager, he always had his own little style. He loved Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, they were everything to him. So much so that he would dress like them. He looked like them. He looked like he should have been in a group. He was very nice looking young man, light skinned dude with some really pretty hair that was he used to wear a big old afro. And then a lot of times he would have his hair braided or twisted to resemble how Bone Thugs wore their hair. And he used to rock the full Dickie khaki outfit. Uh I guess I want to say it was like a two-piece where it was like the shirt and the pants matched, so like the khakis, but they had like different colors. So he had like the blue khaki, the green khaki, the regular brown, and he had every pretty much every color. Um, Jason was very sweet to his mom when we were younger. He was cool with his dad, but he was pretty much almost like a mama's boy. Um, he didn't like people to really tell him what to do. He could be finicky and he could be difficult. He could be insecure for no reason because he was like gorgeous. And I'm like, why would you be insecure? um, what made him mad and what made him tick is stupidity. But regular guy shit, he would get into it with some of his friends sometimes. They love to debate and argue or whatever. Um, he didn't like people messing with me because I don't know why he always thought that somebody was trying to do me wrong and he wanted to fight everybody for me. Um, what made him or who made him or helped him go into the negative direction that he did. Unfortunately, it was Vincent's mom, Ivy. And the interesting thing is, a year or so before Jason died, actually, probably a year and a half, 2 years before he died, he did tell me that he got introduced to alcohol around the age of 15 by Vincent's mom, Ivy. And that it turned him into a slacker, pretty much slacking off. But he had other things going on amongst that aided him in not doing much. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't want to put everything on Ivy, but the fact that he said that to me, he told me that she introduced that to him. He wasn't into anything else but drinking, really. And yeah, that's who Jason was. He was a really all around nice guy. He had a lot of respect for his mom. He had a lot of respect for his dad. He had a lot of respect for his older brother, and his older sister and little sister at one time. And then as he got older, um, his older sister, kind of would piss him off quite a bit. But now looking back on it, I think a lot of it had to do with how he felt about himself, unfortunately. But yeah, all around, Jason was a overall great, amazing, respectful, just chill dude. I loved everything about him. I loved how he rolled, how he carried himself.
Mm,
So yeah.
nice. What did Jason do to make you mad? What did Jason do to make his mother mad? What did Jason do to please himself? What did he do that was the number one thing in the world that you praised him for? What did he do to his hair? What did he do to his skin? What did he do to the people that was trying to kick it to you? What was he like? What what was his favorite food? What was his what was his demeanor like? What was his passion in life? And what was his downfall ultimately? Go for it.
Mm. Well, I'll start with what type of person he was. He was like Jason was so laid back and he always showed up for me. Always with whatever. The biggest milestones in my life or any milestones for that matter, he was always there, interestingly enough, throughout all these years. So I met him when I was a damn near preteen almost. Like I just came into my teenage years and by the time I was early 20s, he still was following me around. I used to always tell him, "You gonna follow me for your whole life." And he would anything that I was accomplishing, he would always be there. So when I got my first apartment or when I first moved out of state, he came with me to move my stuff. When I ended up moving out of New York and went to New Jersey, he was right there, like my very first night in my own apartment with no roommates. He stayed with me that night. Like he literally came with me and he was always just there. He, what made me mad about him is that the lack of trying. Um, I didn't feel that he applied himself enough in life. That's how I looked at it. In hindsight, I do realize that I wish that I could have dove into his mindset a little bit more, or that he told me more in depth of how he was feeling or how he wasn't, because he went through a very bad bout of depression where I think I just kind of looked at it like, you so damn pretty. Why would you be depressed?
Mm,
And he when we were younger, like 16 and 17, this dude had a full beard, mustache. He looked like a grown man. All of them really did. All of him and his friends. But Jason was the standout. He was such a handsome guy that no one could miss it. Even the guys, a lot of men hated on him. Even his own friends, like one of his
mm,
friends even admitted, like I was a hater because Jason was a nice looking dude. All the girls liked him, and um what he did he always wore, he loved having braids. He never wanted to ever cut his hair. He told me a long time ago, I'm never cutting my hair, and to the day he died, he never cut his hair.
mm,
But when we were younger, until he got a little older, he would always have braids, either braids, cornrows, twists, or he always took care of himself. He was not no raggedy dude. He would just be clean cut. He always had a goatee, and that's why I love goatees to this day, because I'm young and he young, but he looked like a grown man, and he always would do himself. He always kept himself nice. He dressed nice. He smelled good. In the end, I was very disappointed though, because that took a turn. It was like the complete opposite. He didn't even care about himself. And as pretty as his hair was, he couldn't even comb his hair because he was that depressed. And he just seemed to just not care anymore of what he looked like. Where before, Jason wouldn't even leave out the house before he made sure that he
mhm,
everything was in place on him.
mm,
Period. And so, you know, he he was just that type of person. He was just a laid back dude, and he had this flair to him. It was like he was walking on a cloud back when we were younger, and
mhm,
I'm not saying he totally exuded confidence, but he didn't have to exude it because it just was part of him. Where the confidence wasn't like, oh yeah, I know I'm the shit. The confidence was just like, oh, I'm Jason. I'm me. I'm chill. And when it came down to me, especially when we were younger, he just didn't want anybody taking me away from him. Because we had such a good relationship. We were like him and I were really like old people, even when we were teenagers. We would sit on his porch and just watch the cars go by. Sometimes we wouldn't even say anything for an hour or so to each other, maybe one, two words. Jason was a real, I'm telling you, he was a laid back dude. This dude ain't have to do nothing but just be. And he did have a couple of issues with some guys that liked me. So he had some nemesis for forever that he did not like. But yeah, he just I don't know. He had a little obsession with me, which was cute because we actually talked about it for 30 years. So, the feeling was mutual. It's just things just was what they were. But yeah, that's what Jason was all about. Just a laid back, cool, calm, and collected man, young man.
Nice, nice. Where did Jason grow up? Where was he born? Where where did he get his swag from? Or where did he get his laid backness? You know, where did he learn to drive? Where did he learn to run? Where did he learn to be a man? Where did he learn to take care of a woman? Where where did his where did his soul go? You know, where is he now? Where
Hmm.
is Jason when you need him most? Go.
Hmm. Well, when I need Jason the most, he's always in my dreams. He was in my dreams a couple of nights ago. And I would think that he's in a place, a better place. I don't know if we call it heaven, paradise, or just another world. Interestingly enough, him and I would always talk about the 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 afterlife in a sense. And I remember him saying to me one day, he was like, "You know what? You we're not gonna know the meaning of life. You're not gonna know until you die." So I hope he knows the meaning, and I hope that wherever he is, it is a peaceful thing, and he got my seat waiting for him. But
Mhm.
he grew up in Windsor, Connecticut. I believe he was born in Hartford, Connecticut, just like me, which is so funny. It's like our lives mirrored each other. We
Mhm.
actually lived down the street from each other our whole lives, but I didn't even meet him until I was a teenager, so that's kind of weird and funny at the same time.
Mhm.
I would say that he got his laid back swag from just being him. That's really him.
Right.
And the music that he listened to. He did like rap a lot, like a lot of the old school rap. He was really
Mhm.
into that. But he also loved R&B. His all-time, well, his favorite song I know from the early 2000s was Ordinary People by John Legend. Um,
Oh yeah.
it made me realize that he loved that song because I think he felt like it represented us. I I don't know. I guess I didn't think that I know the love was real between us, but I guess I thought it would be like a lot of other people's little loves, high school love, and then they all move on and they may see each other once or twice in life. I didn't know that Jason was gonna be in my life, my whole life, ever since I met him, and I'm thankful for that. Um, like I said, he was just cool, and a lot of the influence was just him experiencing what he did or didn't do, and his passion. I would say he said he always wanted to be an electrician, which is funny because I ain't never seen him do no electric nothing, but that's what he said he wanted to do. He just didn't have the confidence to do so, or he just had it was in deep depression that he didn't realize, or his real potential couldn't come through. Um, he did love taking pictures because him and I we would go out and we would take pictures a lot. He was very much so into documenting things that we would see. Even if it was a flower or a bird or a car or anything like that. When I used to bring him to New York and pick him up in Connecticut and bring him down, he would be so excited. Or when he used to come to Jersey and be with me, he would be like so excited because we just silly. Like we that was the one thing about him and I. We could sit and laugh and laugh and laugh for hours about the most random, silliest shit. So that's what Jason was all about. Jason was just like I said, a cool, calm, collected, bone thugs type dude. Like he was really, really into all of that. He was into a lot of things, and he was not into a lot of things at the same time. Jason
Mhm.
just what he liked is what he liked, and what he didn't, you would know he didn't, because he would be like, I don't care, or nope. That's his little famous word, nope. That's Jason.
Oh, I love that. Well, that's the part one. And what I like to do is cut it off here because we want to keep it
Mhm.
nice and raw and authentic. And then I'm going to
Mhm.
upload it, make sure it's saved, I should say. And we're going to go right into part two, okay? Is there anything you
Yep.
want to say real fast? Or would you have time?
Um. Well, not really, because I know we're gonna get to
Hmm.
the other parts,
Hmm.
and it's gonna give me good a good thing to continue on in the conclusion
Hmm.
aspect part of everything. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, basically that's what Jason was and represented in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, that's part one, ladies and gentlemen. See you in part two.